With there being 7 rings of hell in Helluva and Hazbin Hotel, as well as 7 princes to rule over each of those rings, a lot of fans believe there to be 7 key species in hell as well, and after 7 episodes, it looks like we may actually have enough information to do a fully formed theory on that. My name is Deepcut, welcome back to Cartoon Universe, and today we're going to talk about the 7 species of hell. This theory was put together with the help of Reddit user When Buffaloes Fly. I'll put a link to their original post in the description down below, go check it out, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now, it should be noted that when I talk about these 7 species, that the theory is that these are the 7 dominant species of hell, not the only 7 species of hell. It has been said in live streams and interviews that the natural life of hell develops similarly to life on Earth. We have seen that hell even has animal life with non-human intelligence that also seem to evolve naturally there as well. So just keep in mind that this video is not talking about those, and perhaps even other sentient species that may exist in hell. At the very top of the 7 rings is the Pride Ring, the ring with the red sky that is ruled over by none other than Lucifer himself. The dominant demons in this ring are not actually native-born demons, but the earth-born sinners. Unlike all of the other species we'll be talking about in this video, sinners are actually restricted to the Pride Ring and are unable to travel freely from one ring to another. We do not know if this is just a natural law or something of a magical one that confines them to the Pride Ring, but it is likely due to the Prince of the Ring, Lucifer, priding himself as being above God, and wishing to keep all of God's beloved creations, the earth-born humans, to himself, trapped in this little ring of hell where he gets to rule over them. Unlike the other species of demon we will be talking about, the humans can have wildly different designs, as their forms are a reflection of their soul, their sins, and the circumstances of their life and death. They are technically all one species though, having been formerly human. The second ring of hell is the Wrath Ring, with its mostly orange sky, though unlike the other rings, it has a bit of a haze to it that makes its color a bit harder to tell. This is likely done to give it that Western movie vibe. The primary species of the Wrath Ring appear to be the imps, though it should be noted that imps seem to appear in all of the rings of hell so far. This does not mean that the imps from other rings were not from the Wrath Ring originally, however. Imps from different rings do seem to have different qualities, with the Wrath Ring imps being noted for being smaller than the others, something that Blitz indicates may be because of inbreeding. However, this may be a negative stereotype to insult a naturally shorter evolutionary line of imps. Imps in the Lust Ring seem to be not just taller than the Wrath Ring imps, but also have wings as well. These differences seem to indicate that if all imps did originate in Wrath, that they have been separated long enough to develop different evolutionary traits. There is even an entire city just for imps in the Pride Ring called Imp City, though it was only established in 1981, which is relatively recently. While many fans believe that imps naturally occurred all over hell and that imps from one ring may not even be distantly related to imps from another ring, the design of imps themselves are similar to the common idea of what Satan himself is supposed to look like in our pop culture mindset, a red horned devil. While we haven't seen him in person yet, the apps on Blitz's phone seem to have references to different princes of different rings, with one app clearly referencing Satan, indicating that he does look a bit like imps, so it would make sense that all imps are descendants from his ring. The third ring of hell is the Gluttony Ring, which should have a yellow sky and should be ruled over by a prince named Beelzebub. It should be noted that Beelzebub may be a princess in Helluva, as Moxie sings a song in episode 7 that references Beelze as a female, though others have noted that the line specifically says, "More than Beelze loves her bub," indicating that the name might indicate a prince and princess married to one another to form the name Beelzebub. In real-life writings about demons, Beelzebub is often referred to as the Lord of the Flies, and because of that, some fans believe that this preview from Helluva 2022 trailer may be in the Gluttony Ring, not just because of the yellow colors that the Gluttony Ring should have, but because of the beehive-looking structure in the background, with many fans believing that the demons of this ring will be modeled after insects because of Beelzebub being the Lord of the Flies, as I mentioned before. It is also possible that hellhounds are from this ring, though the only reason fans have to believe this right now is because Luna is seemingly there to meet other hellhounds in this preview, and we don't really have any reason to believe their origin to be from any other ring. The next ring down is the Greed Ring with its green sky, run by Mammon. We have not seen Mammon in person, but we have seen a doodle of a jester at the end of his signature on a contract that he signed, and the three-pointed hat is similar to this depiction of a jester demon that is on Hell's currency. With that in mind, most fans assume that Mammon will be a Jester Demon, as it would make sense for the Prince of Greed to be depicted on money, in addition to his doodle at the end of his signature being of himself. While in Lulu Land in episode 2, we mostly only see imps, but this was pretty early on in the show's development. In later episodes, we start to see what Reddit user When Buffaloes Fly refers to as skeleton jesters, because as that name suggests, they are all designed to look like jesters that are just skeletons. While they weren't seen at Lululand, it would make sense that the skeleton jesters are from the Greed Ring, since the prince is also a jester demon. Some of these skeleton jesters are more humanoid, but some are interestingly more animal-like. While it's normal for locals to enjoy theme parks, Lululand is something of a greedy tourist trap, and Millie even noted her family would try to go there when she was younger when they could afford it, all the way from the Wrath Ring. So it's possible that's just the kind of place that skeleton jesters avoid despite living nearby. An ongoing theme of the show is that imps are the lowest of the low, and even when it comes to sexual relationships, higher-up demons such as Stolas sleeping with one are always looked down upon by the others. With that in mind, it made me theorize that Fizzarali, who is an imp demon, may not actually be publicly presenting as an imp, and that his jester getup might actually be a disguise that tricks people into thinking he is one of these skeleton jesters instead of an imp so that people can feel free to sexualize him. Considering that his Robo-Fizz knockoff dolls do not come with his imp tail, I think that this is a very strong possibility, and that he's just masquerading as one of these skeleton jesters so that no one will know his true identity. Following that comes the Lust Ring with its dark blue sky, ruled over by Osmodius. The dominant species here would of course be the Succubus and the Incubus, which are just female and male sex demons respectively. They are known for their seductive powers and their hot bods, as well as their wings, which makes me wonder if this ring makes its inhabitants naturally grow wings, or if it is possible that the succubus and the imps from this ring interbred for some time, eventually leading to taller, sexier winged imps. The next ring is the Envy Ring, which should be purple skied. We have not seen anything of this ring yet, but we have seen some fish-based demons in the background of other rings. Not just fish with gills, but also jellyfish and the like, with most fans assuming that they are from the Envy Ring. This is because the prince of this ring is known as Leviathan, which is also the name of the biblical sea monster that was so big and powerful that it was not allowed by God to breed, for it would otherwise destroy all of humanity if there were more of it. Because of this, the Envy Ring is expected to be largely water-based, and these fishy demons being its dominant species. Finally, at the very bottom is the Sloth Ring, which should have a pink sky and should be ruled over by Belphegor. This ring is theorized to be home to what Reddit user When Buffaloes Fly refers to as Candleheads, a series of creepy demons in the backgrounds that all have candles on their heads. The prince of this ring is Belphegor, as I said, which these Candleheads greatly resemble, so it would make perfect sense for them to come from this ring as well. For now, I think this theory fits pretty well, but let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time.